My name is Nurfara Ashikil. My ID 4233002518. So today I want to share a little bit about the role of an OSH officer. Basically, their job is make sure the workplace is safe, not just for show, but truly safe for the people working there. They go they go to site, book around, check for any dangers, and make sure everyone is following the health safety rule. If something not right, they have the power to step in, stop the work, and take action because someone get hurt. If an accident does happen, they are the one who investigate what's wrong and make sure it does not happen again. Now, under the law, the OSH Officer Regulation 1997, this officer actually has the right to enter any work site, inspect equipment and documents, and even talk to the workers. If they think site is not safe, they can issue a stop work order, meaning everything has to pause until the problem is fixed.
Assalamualaikum to everyone. My name is Navia binti Ahmad Jalaluddin. So today I will to explain about section 14, 15 and 17 of the Occupational Safety and Health Officer Regulation in Simpang 4 case that are crucial for maintaining workplace safety. Firstly is section 14 that has ensures accountability and helps DOSH track safety supervision by requiring employees to report any change involving SHO. This helps maintain an up-to-date registry and also promotes proper safety oversight. Furthermore, failure to comply, like in the Simpang 4 case, measure poor supervision and contribute to serious incident. Secondly is section 15 that requires employers to provide SHO with the necessary tools to do their job. This includes document, personal protective equipment, and also training. This is because if these tools are not given, it can lead to unsafe conditions and even fatal accident. Therefore, supporting SHO properly is essential to protect workers, especially in high-risk environment. Lastly is section 17 that focus to ensuring the investigation into incident or near misses are done accurately, on time and based on direct observation. Besides this, it also promotes a culture of identifying the root cause instead of placing blame. In the Simpang 4 case, if proper reporting and enforcement had been carried out, the risk might have been identified early and the incident avoided. So that these three sections work together to make sure that safety is not just a policy but a practice supported by proper reporting, resources and proactive investigation. So next I will pass to Wan Syahira for another section. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum to everyone. My name is Wan Syahira Zulaika binti Wan Muafizi. I will continue to explain about section 80, 90 and 20 of Occupational Safety and Health Officer Regulation at Shah Alam site case. Firstly, section 80 outlines the core duties of Safety and Health Officer. The HSO must advise employers on safety compliance, inspect for hazard and investigate accident. In the fatal train incident reported in Shah Alam, the HSO failed to identify the dismelting risk, resulting in worker deaths. This shows a direct failure in performing basic OSH responsibility under Section 80. Next, Section 90 advertise continuous monitoring. An HSO must check safety condition daily, report unsafe act and improve system of work. In the case mentioned, it was found that no proper daily checks were conducted before the crane was dismantled. This brings show poor enforcement of daily monitoring, which could help prevent the accidents. Finally, Section 20 gives the HSO legal authority to inspect any part of the workplace and recommend halting dangerous operation. Even with this power, the HSO did not stop the ANSYS dismantling process. This shows a failure in exercising authority despite recognizing the danger. These three sections highlight the OSH compliance is not just about rule but about realization. When HSO neglect their duties, whether through ignorance, oversight or pressure, the consequences can be fatal. That's all for me. Thank you for listening. Next, I will pass to Ashikin for the next part.
Okay, let me start with a real case. On April 2025, a construction worker in Shah Alam was killed when a tower crane hook counterweight fell and struck him. This kind of thing should never happen, and when we look deep, there were signs that it could have been prevented. Under Regulation 80 of the OSH Officer, Regulation 1997, are supposed to identify and manage risks on site. But in this case, it seems like OSH does not detect the dangers related to crane operation On top of that, Regulation 19 says the OSH must alert the employer if they see a hazard, and Regulation 20 put the responsibility on the employer to take action. So when these steps are missed, lives are at risk. In May 2024, over at a plant in Simpan Ampat, a lorry driver was killed when hollow pipe fell on him while he was trying to load them onto his truck. Again, poor safety practices were involved. For example, Regulation 14 under and Regulation 60, OSH are supposed to go for regular training so they stay updated on the best safety practice. Without that training, they might not know how to handle properly. There are even more rules like Regulation 70 to 20 that talk about reporting accident, identify hazard and how employer must respond quickly when these rules are not followed. As it's not just about breaking the law, it's about putting real life in danger.
Hi, my name is Nur Awanis and I will explain about how the management should access to the risk. First is identify the hazard. Hazard identification is the initial stage of this procedure during which the employer should examine all tower crane related operations, particularly those involving the construction. Based on the reported case, the victim was involved in replacing the crane's counterweight block, a high-risk task. The block could fall here as a result of a mechanical malfunction, a misunderstanding or poor rigging. For example, if the counterweight was not properly secured or lifted beyond its safe capacity, it could detect a fall leading to a fatal accident. Next, management should conduct risk evaluation. Once hazards are identified, the management must conduct a risk evaluation to determine the possibility and severity of each hazard. Since there is a significant chance of falling objects during disassembly and the potential for tragic consequences, this situation can be classified as a major risk according to a risk matrix. Okay, next we will talk about the control method that management may implement toward the above accident or incident. First is put appropriate control in place. Example, engineering control, such as providing a safe lifting system with a safety lock to keep the counterweight in place during lifting. One example of such a solution. Besides engineering control, management also can do administrative control for high-risk jobs like disassembly cranes. Management should make sure that thorough safe work procedures (SWP) are created and strictly adhered to. For example, only authorized and trained individuals should be able to carry out the construction tasks under a permit to work system. Before work start, daily toolbox briefing should be held to inform all employees about the task and any potential hazard. Furthermore, the organization must increase its monitoring and surveillance to stop this type of accident from happening again. A trained safety officer or supervisor should always be on site when any lifting or crane dismantling work is being done. It is their responsibility to make sure that all the safety regulations are followed and to stop work immediately if they see anything dangerous. Following to the rules under the Factories and Machinery Act (FMA) 1967, regular safety checks and equipment inspection must be done, especially for machinery like cranes. In conclusion, management must take safety seriously by appropriately recognizing hazards, analyzing them, and putting strong control in place. Protecting employees and preventing catastrophes in the future requires strong safety culture, appropriate training, vigilant monitoring, and adherence to the law.
Hi, my name is Aida Najihah binti Muhammad Izam. Right now, I will continue with the two preparations that management can practice on a daily basis to prevent this incident to happen again in the future. And I will conclude about this topic from all that my friends explained just now. The first preparatory techniques that managers may do regularly to help avoid future mishap is doing daily toolbox meetings. The toolbox meetings should be organized by project leaders or site managers. This indicates that the management is involved and value safety. Toolbox talks are important for construction companies like in this incident case study because they raise awareness of safety issues and help keep workers from getting hurt on the job. This brief, casually meeting gives employees a chance to talk about possible dangers, go over safety rules, and find ways to make safety better. Besides, the preparations that management should do involve regular inspections and risk assessment. Make a daily list of things to check on all of the company's tools, machines, and work areas. This method helps find problems that could lead to an accident, like materials that are stored incorrectly or equipment that is not working right. It should include checking to see if the safety standards are being followed and looking over any new risks that may have come up. Not only that, this regular inspection and risk assessment can improve safety recommendations from the feedback of employees and supervisors. Regularly observing unsafe behaviors on the job site is crucial for maintaining workplace safety. Supervisors and employees are experts in current conditions and operations. They should ask workers about their views and safety, implementing recommendations and corrective actions. Safety inspection training helps employees identify at-risk behavior, reinforcing a safer working environment. All parties are engaged in this process. In conclusion, the case studies of a truck driver killed by falling pipes in Simpang Ampat and a tragic crane accident in Shah Alam provide compelling evidence of the critical role that occupational safety and health officers play in maintaining workplace safety. These tragedies reveal serious violations of certain OSH regulations, including the employer's obligations to inform DOSH of the SHO's appointment, Section 14, provide the SHO with the facilities they require, Sections 15, and respond to their monthly safety reports, Sections 19 and 20. These occurrences shows that there can be disastrous outcomes when safety procedures are not followed and there is insufficient supervision. Thus, the management should implement daily preparations to stop such accidents from happening again, like holding a regular inspections and risk assessment to find and fix possible issues, and holding daily toolbox meetings to discuss hazards. This will reinforce a proactive safety culture. The general conclusion is that in order to guarantee a safe workplace and stop more fatalities, employers and employees must strictly comply with OSH laws. That's all from us. Thank you.